It has come to my attention that I forgot to acknowledge a very important holiday yesterday. It is a holiday that commemorates the life of one of the most important and admired Americans ever to live, a man who helped to transform our country into the place that we live in today. I'm speaking, of course, about George Floyd, who Joe Biden believes left a far more important impact on our nation than other lesser figures such as, Martin Luther King.
But even Dr. King's assassination did not have the worldwide impact that George Floyd's death did.
Joe Biden commemorated the life of Martin Luther King by discussing how much less he meant to the world than did an unrepentant, violent career criminal who died resisting arrest while high on a fatal dose of drugs. And the saddest part is, he's probably right. Martin Luther King may have had a dream, but Joe Biden has a nightmare. Joe Biden says George Floyd left a greater impact on America than Martin Luther King. That's probably true. That's probably true, right? I know that conservatives are dunking on Joe Biden right now and attacking him and how offensive is this and how terrible. But Joe Biden didn't say that George Floyd was a better person than Martin Luther King. He said that he left a greater impact on the world, not even just America, but on the whole wide world. And that might be true. Martin Luther King did help to shape the world, transformed the world in many ways. But George Floyd may have transformed the world much more. And whereas the legacy of Martin Luther King is hotly debated, and the leftists try to appropriate him, and the conservatives try to appropriate him, and the Democrats try to appropriate him, and the Republicans try to appropriate him, and the leftists point to the many things that Martin Luther King said that sounded sort of socialistic or sort of leftist, and the conservatives point to the I Have a Dream speech in particular, where you shouldn't judge people based on your race. And regardless of exactly who can grab Martin Luther King's legacy, they point to I've been to the mountaintop speech, this kind of very deep Christian religious rhetoric that he infused in his speeches. Regardless, the BLM version of America seems to be winning right now. The BLM version of America, which says we most certainly should judge people on the basis of their race, we should give Black people and other non-white people special privileges. We should tear down the statues of our founding. America's a white supremacist, terrible, evil country, hopelessly bigoted. We've got to tear the whole thing down, the economic system, the political system, and we've got to create a whole brand new country. That's very different than the Martin Luther King vision. The Martin Luther King vision is America might have problems, but the problems are only so clear because we know the idea of America is so wonderful, and America's not living up to her ideals, and we need to fulfill the promise of the founding fathers and George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, and that vision is completely at odds. Regardless of the left or the right trying to grab Martin Luther King's legacy, I think we all have to acknowledge that the BLM version of American history is completely at odds with the Martin Luther King version, and the BLM version is winning right now. So Biden was probably right when he said that George Floyd had a greater impact on the world. That's unfortunate, but probably the case. I'm so glad you liked that clip. I thought it was good work. I thought it was pretty interesting. Look, I'm with you is what I'm saying. We both appreciated that clip. So you gotta subscribe. You gotta ring that bell. Get those notifications for all the new videos that come out, and head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Type in The Michael Knowles Show, subscribe, leave a 5-star review. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time.